The door didn't unlock. At first, it felt like one of those small, stupid glitches. The kind you don't even think about. Mark pressed the handle again, harder this time. Nothing. No click. No movement. Just that soft, mechanical resistance like the system was alive enough to respond, but not enough to obey. "Jenna," he called over his shoulder, still gripping the handle. "Did you lock this?" From inside the kitchen, she replied instantly. "No, why would I lock it? You just stepped out." "I know. That was the problem." He had stepped out for maybe 30 seconds. Just enough to grab the package sitting on the porch. Just enough time for something or someone to change the rules. He tried the handle again. Slower this time. Deliberate. Listening. Waiting for that familiar electronic click that always came with their smart lock system. Nothing. The keypad beside the door lit up automatically. Blue glow. Clean interface. Everything normal. Too normal. Mark typed in the code. Same one they'd used for over a year. The system processed it instantly. Then, access denied. He frowned. "That's weird." "What is?" Jenna asked, now walking closer. "The code's not working." "That's not possible," she said, stepping into view through the glass panel beside the door. "Try again." He did. Carefully this time. Each number pressed clean. Correct. Deliberate. The system paused. Then flashed again, access denied. The word hit different the second time. Not a glitch anymore. Not random. Intentional. Mark felt something shift in his chest. Small, but real. "Did you change it?" he asked. Jenna shook her head immediately. "No. Did the system update or something?" "I didn't get any notification." Mark stepped back slightly, looking at the lock now. Not like a tool, but like something he didn't fully understand anymore. "Okay, that's not normal." Inside, Jenna reached for her phone. "I'll unlock it from the app." Good. That always worked. Manual override. Full control. That was the whole point of a smart system. She opened the app, tapped their front door, paused. Her expression changed. "Mark, what?" "It says remote control restricted." He blinked. "What does that even mean?" "I don't know, it's grayed out. I can't unlock it." Now it wasn't just strange. Now it was wrong. "Try again." "I am." She tapped again. Nothing changed. Same message. Same lock symbol. Same lack of control. Mark stepped closer to the glass. "Okay, open it from your side." Jenna reached for the inside handle, turned it, and froze. "It's not opening." Mark's stomach dropped. "What do you mean it's not opening?" "It's not unlocking from inside either." That didn't make sense. It wasn't supposed to work like that. Even if the smart system failed, the manual handle always worked. Always. "Try again." She did. Harder this time. The handle moved, but the lock didn't release. It was like something deeper inside the door was holding it shut. Something electronic. Something controlled. Mark had stuck. For a second, neither of them said anything. Because both of them were realizing the same thing at the same time. This wasn't a glitch. This was a lockout. For both sides. Mark stepped back slowly, his eyes moving from the door to the small camera mounted just above the frame. It had always been there. Part of the system. Security. Convenience. Peace of mind. Now, it felt different. Like it wasn't just watching for protection anymore. Like it was part of the problem. "Jenna, check the other doors." She nodded quickly and disappeared from view. Mark stood there, heart beating just a little faster now. Not panic. Not yet. But close enough that he noticed it. His phone buzzed. He looked down. New notification. Unknown sender. He opened it. And that's when everything changed. System update complete. Community control mode active. Mark frowned. What the hell is community control mode? Another message followed instantly. "Notice, your property access has been temporarily restricted due to HOA compliance enforcement." His grip tightened on the phone. "Jenna," he called out. "Check the garage door." "I did," she shouted back. "It's not opening." "How about the back door?" "Locked too." Now it hit. Fully. Cold. Heavy. Real. They weren't dealing with a broken lock. They were inside a system that had just taken control. Mark looked back at the front door, at the keypad, at the camera, at the quiet, clean design that suddenly didn't feel safe anymore. Inside, Jenna came back into view. Her voice lower now, tighter. "Mark, what's going on?" He didn't answer right away, because he was still reading, still processing, still trying to understand how something like this, something this invasive, could happen without warning. Another notification buzzed. This one different, shorter, colder. Resolve outstanding violations to restore full access. Mark's jaw tightened. Violations? What violations? He muttered. Jenna stepped closer to the glass. Mark, you're starting to scare me. He looked up at her, really looked, and for the first time, he saw it in her face. Not confusion, not annoyance. Fear, real fear. Because now, they both understood something that didn't sit right. This wasn't just inconvenience. This wasn't just control. This was power. Total, immediate, and completely out of their hands. Mark glanced back at the street. Everything looked normal. Neighbors, cars, quiet morning. But now he knew something had changed. Something bigger than just their house. Because if their doors were locked from both sides, then this wasn't a mistake. This was a system. And systems like that don't just affect one home. They affect all of them. And as he looked back at the camera above his door, he couldn't shake one thought. The system wasn't broken. It was working exactly the way it was designed to. And they were already inside it. For a moment, Mark didn't move, didn't speak, didn't even blink properly. Because when something like this happens, something that doesn't make sense, your brain tries to slow it down, break it apart, find a normal explanation. But there wasn't one. Not this time. Inside, Jenna was still at the door, her hand resting on the handle like she might try it again, even though they both knew it wouldn't change anything. Mark, say something, she said, her voice tighter now. He swallowed, forced himself to focus. Okay, don't panic, he said, even though the words didn't feel solid. It's probably just a system error. But even as he said it, another notification hit. Sharp, immediate, like it was listening. He looked down. Active violations, 7-7. His chest tightened. What? Jenna asked. What does it say? Mark didn't answer right away. He tapped it. The app opened, except it didn't look the same anymore. The layout had changed. Darker, more structured, more controlled. A list appeared. Clean, precise, cold. Violation number 1. Waste container lid improperly secured. Violation number 2. Driveway parking misalignment. Violation number 3. Lawn color inconsistency. Violation number 4. Outdoor furniture misplacement. Violation number 5. Window covering non-uniformity. Violation number 6. Extended outdoor presence. Violation number 7. System non-compliance. Unresolved. Each one had a timestamp. Each one had a fine. And at the bottom, a total. Mark felt his jaw tighten. $1,140 in less than an hour. Inside, Jenna's face dropped. You're joking. I wish I was. She shook her head slowly. That's not enforcement, that's a setup. Mark nodded. Yeah. Another message appeared, this time across the top of the screen. Resolve all violations to restore property autonomy. Autonomy. The word hit harder than anything else, because it meant exactly what it sounded like. Control. Their control. Gone. Mark, Jenna said quietly. Check the lights. He looked up. What? Just check them. He turned, looked through the front window. The living room lights flickered once, then twice. Then they shut off. Completely. Jenna stepped back instinctively. Okay, that's not a glitch. No, Mark said slowly. It's not. Inside, she moved quickly now, walking out of view. I'm checking the kitchen. Mark waited. A second. 2 seconds. Then Mark. Her voice wasn't just tense anymore. It was sharp, panicked. The fridge just powered down. He felt something cold move through his chest. That's not possible. I'm telling you, it shut off. He turned back to the door, stepping closer. Jenna, listen to me. Stay calm, okay? Don't touch anything electrical. Everything is electrical, Mark, she snapped. And she was right. That's what made it worse. Smart home, smart locks, smart lighting, smart appliances. Everything connected, everything controlled, everything vulnerable. Mark looked back down at his phone. Another notification. Energy access limited due to non-compliance. His grip tightened. They're cutting power now. Inside, Jenna's breathing was faster. You need to get in here, Mark. I'm trying. He moved to the keypad again. Entered the code. Carefully. Deliberately. Same result. Access denied. He stepped back again, this time harder. Frustration rising. Okay. He looked around. Driveway. Windows. Garage. Everything looked the same. But it wasn't. Because now, none of it responded to him. He moved toward the garage keypad. Pressed it. Nothing. No light. No response. Dead. Garage is locked too, he muttered. Inside, Jenna came back into view, her face pale now. Mark, it's getting warm in here. He frowned. What? The AC isn't working. That hit immediately, different from the rest. Because now, this wasn't just control. This was environment. Air. Comfort. Safety. Check the thermostat. I did. It's not responding. Mark looked back at his phone. Another message. Climate control restricted until compliance restored. He let out a breath, slow, controlled, but there was anger in it now. Real anger. This isn't legal. Jenna's voice cracked slightly. I don't care if it's legal. Fix it. Mark stepped back again, running a hand through his hair. Thinking fast now. Not reacting. Planning. Okay, listen to me, he said. We're not dealing with a bug. This is HOA control. Full system override. How can they even do that? She asked. They upgraded the network. They tied everything together. But this is our house, Mark. I know. His voice came out louder than he meant. He stopped, took a breath, lowered it again. I know. Inside, Jenna leaned against the wall, slightly. Not weak, just overwhelmed. Because the reality was setting in now. Clear, unavoidable. They weren't locked out. She was locked in, and he was locked out. And neither of them had control anymore. Mark looked up again, at the camera above the door. Still there, still watching. And now, it didn't feel passive. It felt active, like it was part of the system deciding what happened next. His phone buzzed again. This time, a different tone. Slower, more deliberate. He opened it, and his expression changed immediately. What? Jenna asked. Mark didn't answer right away. Because this one crossed a line. A new message. Short, direct, cold. Failure to resolve violations within 30 minutes will result in full lockdown escalation. Jenna's voice dropped. What does that mean? Escalation? Mark looked at the screen, then back at the house, then at the camera, and finally at the door that wouldn't open. It means, he said slowly, this isn't the worst it can get. Inside, Jenna didn't say anything, because she already felt it. That shift, that pressure, that quiet, growing fear that something bigger was about to happen. And standing there, separated by a locked door, both of them understood the same thing. This house wasn't theirs anymore. Not really. Now all someone else could shut it down from the outside.